Is available with
So
me.
Divyanshu Nigam,
Yeah.
Divyanshu, where are you from? It's a wonderful background with blue color screens and all.
Actually, ma'am, this is my home, my room at my home.
Okay, that is a wonderful atmosphere you have. Here we have Sri Jawahar IAS, Srimati Vijita Dinagaran, who is a topper, and we have Professor Ramraj, expert in geography. So you can wish them and start.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, ma'am.
Yeah. You are welcome, Nigam.
Thank you.
And could you kindly introduce yourself to the board members?
So my name is Divyanshu Nigam. I come from the city of Lucknow. I did my schooling, completed my schooling from Kanpur and went on to do BTech in chemical engineering from BITS Pilani, Goa campus. And there I was a part of various clubs and departments. And my hobbies include reading non-fiction books, doing reflective journaling, and I'm also interested in international relations.
Very good. And find your BITS Pilani is a wonderful campus. And what is the campus life in BITS Pilani taught you?
It has taught me to take responsibility for my own decisions, because in BITS, we are given so much choices to do. There is no compulsory attendance. We are given the choice to make our own timetable. So it has taught us from a very young age that you need to be responsible for your decision, because it will not be served to you on a platter.
Yeah, I'm a frequent visitor. I'm a frequent visitor to the place. So I know.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful campus. You can never forget. And having studied in BITS Pilani, how that you have been inspired to become a civil servant?
Actually, sir,
normally you will be flooded with so many offers at the initial stage itself.
Actually, sir, I come from the family background of bureaucrats. My father was in the Indian Forest Service. My cousin brother is in the Indian Revenue Service. So I've always seen this type of life, and that has really inspired me a lot and motivated me to join this. So this has been the initial motivator. And then when I researched more about this, I found this career quite lucrative because the kind of opportunities and the challenges that it offers us at such a young age. That really inspires me.
What do you exactly mean by reflective journalism?
So that basically means you jot down all the things that you experience, that significant things that you experience, and then you reflect upon them. That how did you respond to that? What were the weak problematic things? How could you do it better? So this has a very therapeutic kind of help to me to keep myself calm and to be more better in the response if such a situation occurs in the future. So this is
very good. What was one thing that you can share with us with you had this kind of journalism? Lastly done.
Actually, sir, my father has a history of some medical emergencies. So at earlier stages, I used to be very worried of what to do, what not to do. So when I started writing these things down, that how things happen, how people have come and helped me. So this had really helped me calm down. So at the later stages, I was really calm when such a thing comes. So that has been a very good, and this has also helped me maintaining my equanimity and the emotional response.
I find your interest in diplomacy and international relations.
Yes.
What do you mean by diplomacy?
It's an art to convince other people and to put your ideas forward in a very nice manner without any use of force or something, just to let your idea pass to the other person.
Very good. Do you find that diplomacy is missing in the new UP population control bill?
Sir, I think in that the diplomatic angle is that the government need to come to the people in a more transparent manner and do a more consultative approach. They take the people survey that what kind of population, what control they want. Because as of now, I think some proposal in the population control are not very good because they will be affecting the lower section of the society in a disproportionate manner. So that will not be a good thing. So I think a better would be a more consultative approach. So that will be a more diplomatic approach.
Do you think coercion is still needed for family planning or reduction of population?
So if we go to the particular provision that there should not be more than 2 children, otherwise government benefit will be taken away, I personally do not subscribe to that, because our TFR rate at UP is 2.6. and it is constantly going down, and we will be reaching 2.1 pretty soon. So that will be the replacement rates. Moreover, at a pan-India level also, we have a TFR of 2.2. So that is also dealing the replacement rate. So I think without any coercive manner, it can be achieved much more by the incentive measure. For example, the education, the availability of the contraceptive, especially the women.
Will it not upset what is called the replacement levels?
So I think we are above the replacement level, and it will come down at the 2.1. It is going down on its own.
Yeah, and otherwise, for any coercive method may likely to upset what is known as the demographic figure,
Exactly,
as it
sir.
happened in China and other places.
Yes, sir.
That is what we have to learn lessons from.
Yes.
Well, there is an Assam has been contemplating to issue what is called control and sale of beef.
Yes, sir.
What is your views on that?
So personally, I think that people have their right to choose whatever kind of food they want, and if it is their cultural like affinity towards that food, it should be available to them. But government has also been committed towards the safeguarding, as the directive principles allowed directs them to safeguard the interest of the cattle population. So that is also there. But I personally do not think that there should be a coercive ban over the eating of any eating choices, because that has been there very personally.
Is there any mention about the protection of cow in the constitution?
Yes, sir. In the article, I think 48, it is mentioned that the government should be committed towards the betterment of the cattle population. But there is no mention of beef ban in that.
Okay, I'm happy with your answer. And last question. What is the measures that India should take to ensure that it takes the demographic dividends available to it?
Yes, sir, we are at a very sweet spot to enjoy the demographic dividend that we have for next 20 years or so. And for that, we need to invest heavily on the human resources. And firstly and foremostly in the education, and then the vocational education and the skill development. That will pay us a huge dividend. And I think government is doing that, but we need to put in more focus, and new education policy that is coming has a huge prospects for that.
Okay, very good. Vijayta ma'am.
Hi, Divyanshu.
Hi, ma'am.
You are from Lucknow, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just suppose that you are the DM of the Lucknow. What development and what changes would you want to do in Lucknow city?
Ma'am, Lucknow, being the capital city of the Uttar Pradesh, has already quite a developed ecosystem. But I do think there are some lapses. Firstly and foremostly is the uncleanness that is there. That is, especially in the interior part of the Lucknow, that is the old Lucknow. In that area, there is a problem of sewage and the cleaning system. So that can be improved. Another one is the overpopulation that we have, because of which there is a huge lots of traffic jams. And here there is also a role of the illegal encroachment of the roads. So that has to be done more effectively, and this can be there. Moreover, I would also be liking to improve the law and order situation, so that as of now the Lucknow particularly does not have a very thriving services sector. So I think more jobs can be created if we provide a better ecosystem. So I will work also towards that.
Okay, so how would you do that if the finances are limited, if the political pressures are there? As a DM, how would you take this initiative to do those changes?
Ma'am, I think the present government is really committed towards improving the situation, at least in the Lucknow. And I think we have the finances to do that. And we should be more show the bureaucratic will to implement the policies on the ground with its two spirits. And for that, there has to be improved the law and order situation that has been done through the commissioner system also. So we need a good coordination with the of the commissioner of the UP of the Lucknow. Another one is that there should be proper ecosystem as in the faster clearances, lesser corruption, no red tapeism, so that the businesses come and invest in our city. So I think these things will be.
What is the difference between geography and geology?
Ma'am, if we see that geography is a very small part of geology, because geology talks about the earth as a whole. It talks about the interior of the earth, how earth was made and all. Geography is more or less regarding what is happening on the surface of it. That is most likely is that there is a small study of the geology aspect of it also, like the geomorphology, but geology is more with what is happening inside the earth.
Okay. Do you feel that Uttar Pradesh loses something or have already lost when the Uttarakhand has been bifurcated from the Uttar Pradesh? Who benefited more? It's the Uttar Pradesh or the Uttarakhand?
Ma'am, I think we haven't lost anything because we are still a neighboring country, a neighboring state. But I think Uttarakhand has benefit better, and it is the reason because of which they have demanded a new state for a more focus from the government side, because Lucknow has been very far from the Uttarakhand region. So this was there, and the tourism potential of Uttarakhand was not being tapped upon, but when it was a part of UP, and now the situation has improved a lot. So I think Uttarakhand has been a beneficiary, but we haven't lost anything as such.
Okay. Uses the knowledge of your geology. Can you stop whatever that happened in Uttarakhand cloud busting and recently what we have seen in the news? So you have any suggestion?
Yes, ma'am, I do. For example, recently a huge landslide happened in Himachal and Uttarakhand. There was also a problem of glacial outburst, and for that we need a better drainage system. We can use the technique of grouting to provide stability to the rocks, because that area has a sedimentary rock prevalence. So for that we can put in the concrete in the earthquake prone zone, so that we improve the stability of this region. This can be done. Moreover, there can be different putting up of the boulders to reduce the flow of the water in the sloping area. So these things can be done to remove. And for a larger perspective, we need to improve the kind of tourism that is happening, because of which the kind of infrastructure that is being built. So for that, we need to promote sustainable tourism and to limit the number of tourists.
Yes. One last question. So what is the difference between chemical engineering and engineering chemistry?
Ma'am, uh, as far as I remember, engineering chemistry was one subject that we studied in the chemical engineering. So chemical engineering is a bigger superset, in which engineering chemistry is a one thing that is mostly related to chemistry of it, like the types of polymers, they are the solid state chemistry. So these things are in the chemical engineering chemistry, while chemical engineering also includes fluid mechanics, chemical engineering, thermodynamics, and these types of things.
Thank you.
Sir Ramraj, sir.
Good evening, sir. I'm Ramraj,
Thank you.
geography expert.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Since you are from chemical engineering side, tell me what is meant by ambient air quality? Ambient air quality. Please.
Ambient air quality basically means the quality of air that is in your ambience, wherever you are living. So it is the level of pollutants that there are, the level of chemical gases, for example, the nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, the content of the share of these gases that is present in the air. Because if there is toxic acid, the concentration increases, then it will be problem for the pollution. So in that, this will determine the quality of the air.
Now, what is meant by ambient air quality index? How it is arrived?
But I'm not very sure how it arrived, but I think the researchers will study the concentration of the PM particles, particulate matters, and the toxic gases that are present. So from that can be arrived. I'm not very sure about the exact intent.
Please look into that. Okay, let us pass on the next one. What is meant by climate justice? With reference to Paris Climate Accord of 2015. Climate justice.
Climate
What is meant by climate justice? It is only our Prime Minister who put forward this concept in Paris climate meet. So kindly elaborate on that. Why that was put forward by our Honorable Prime Minister? What are its consequences? How the world is acting upon that?
So actually, if we look at that, at the climate change, the problem because of that has been universal, and the reason for that climate change has been disproportionately because of the work that has been done by the developed nation. But the consequences that are being felt is by the lower lying areas, and mostly the underdeveloped nation. For example, the island nations, the coastlines of India, and these things. So the Honorable Prime Minister has said that there should be justice because of this, because of the wrongdoings in the past by the developed world. There should be provided more that idea of CBDR, that is a common but differentiated responsibility. So this has to be promoted, that they should be providing justice, providing funds and all, so that the whole country, whole world fight against this climate change. In that way, there should be justice to the lower lying areas and the underdeveloped nations who do not have that adequate funds and technology.
Okay. What is meant by carbon sinks and reservoirs? Carbon sinks and reservoirs.
The carbon sinks are the regions where we capture the carbon, whatever is, for example, the forest areas, the ocean areas. So these areas have the potential to capture the excess carbon that is present in the atmosphere, and that way it can reduce the global warming and can store the carbon within.
If more carbon is stored in the seawater, what will be the consequence?
But if there is excess carbon in the seawater, there will be a phenomena of ocean acidification, because of which the soil or water chemistry of that region will be changed, and there can be consequences on the marine life, and there can also be consequences on the types of ocean waves that are happening. So there will be ocean currents that can be changed, because of which, because as more carbon is there, the temperature of the water will also increase.
Okay. You told that acidity increases, temperature goes up. And tell me specifically, what are the consequences on marine organisms? You tell me particularly few organisms, how that has been affected.
So let me.
Coral bleaching, sir.
Okay.
Coral bleaching. If you take the Australian Great Barrier Reef, it is under threat.
Yes,
Same thing with our Gulf of Mannar area,
yes, sir.
Gujarat area. So only because of this acidification, the coral bleaching is a major problem.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Then with reference to Paris Accord, tell me what is meant by global stock take. Global stock taking with reference to Paris Accord.
So I cannot recall it, but if you allow, I can guess about it.
Okay. What is meant by climate neutrality?
So yeah, so climate equality is basically the amount of emission that are happening should be neutral, that they should not add upon the global warming, and they should not add upon the ongoing amount of carbon that is in the atmosphere, because Earth has its own natural potential to take the carbon back. But if we add more, that it will not be neutral. So this will be carbon neutral.
Tell me, our one of the states, countries where this neutrality is maintained. Neutrality is maintained now. Tell me any one country or any one state in India.
So I'm not very sure about it, but if you like, I can take a guess.
Sir, Sikkim, sir.
Yes, sir, I was about to say Sikkim, but I was not very sure that it is Sikkim.
Sikkim is a state where you have this carbon neutrality. So why we are concerned more with carbon neutrality, and what are the actions taken by Government of India towards this end, sir? Government of India has initiated so many programs on this. Tell me one major program towards this.
So we are concerned for carbon neutrality because we want to restrict the amount of global warming happening, and because there have been threats that if the temperature rises over 2 degrees Celsius by the end of 2100, there will be huge consequences. And the type of step that we have taken is that we have committed towards having 175 gigawatts of renewable energy. We have also committed towards having a 2.5 billion tons of carbon sequestration. So in this way also we will reduce the carbon that is being we are producing. And there is also a electric mobility initiative by the government to improve the number of electric vehicles that will be reducing the carbon footprint. These things are some of the steps.
Sir, can you just explain on Surya Putra, the scheme brought out by Government of India?
So I think it must be related to harvesting the solar potential that we have because of the location.
What is the role of India in that?
So I think the geographical region of the India is in the tropical belt, and that has received a lot of solar radiation. So this
Sir,
can be.
it is the other name to Solar Alliance. which the government of India is leading, sir.
Yeah, International Solar Alliance. That has
The government of India is leading.
leading, and they
Okay.
have produced.
Yes. Then Kanwar Yatra is taking place in Uttar Pradesh. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now it has been banned by the court.
Yes.
It is not taking place.
Yes,
Who
sir.
are Kanwars? Why that yatra is being taken place? Who are Kanwars?
The Kawad are basically the bhakt of Lord Shiva. So they take a, I'm not very sure, but they take a journey from, I think, Rishikesh, and from there they put on the Uttarakhand and the UP region. So it is their way of offering their tribute to the Lord Shiva. I'm not very sure the exact detail, but it is something related to Lord Shiva.
Okay, no problem. Learn something about that. So
Thank
your
you, sir.
father is an IFS officer, is it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the first forest law that was brought out by the British regime in India. What was its aim?
So I think it was in 1894 there's a forest policy came. So it was mostly because for the commercialization of the Indian forest to serve their needs. So this was mostly the commercialization. This must be that.
You can pinpoint the problem. What is the core issue of that?
So that was a reckless commercialization, because of which there was a reckless cutting, deforestation happening. And
Cannot say the other way. It is taking over of the tribal lands, tribal rights by the government. Before that, the tribals were owning the land. They do not know what is all these things. So it is a method of taking over the tribal rights by
yes,
the
sir.
government.
So they were
Okay.
yes.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah, she finished it. Before getting to our final remark, I would like to ask one more question. What is the difference between phytochemicals and petrochemicals?
So I'm not very sure about the phytochemicals, but petrochemicals are the chemical product that we obtain from the.
Phyto means plant.
Okay, yes, sir, phytochemicals. So those are the chemicals that must be coming from the.
I brought both together.
Yes, sir, that was, yeah. So petrochemicals are the chemicals that are being produced from the petroleum oil, that is crude oil, that is from the earth. And phytochemical must be the biological chemicals that are present as of now from the way that we get from the plant.
Can you mentioning there are 6 petrochemicals? Can you name them?
So there is petrol, then there is diesel, then there is kerosene, then there is.
They're all outcome product, but I'm talking about chemicals as petrochemicals.
So I'm not very sure.
Like benzene.
I'm not very sure about it. I'll read about it.
Yeah, because you have that kind of a background, so
Yes.
better have an idea about it.
Yes.
And the last question. It's relating to the international crude oil price, how it is being determined.
There are multiple factors because for that there is an organization called OPEC. So
Yes.
that primarily, in a way, dictates what the type of prices that they have from basic the demand supply. Then there is also a political thing attached to this pricing. So they also determine the price depending upon the kind of relation that they have. Then we have also competition from the new types of resources that are coming. For example, the shale gas that has been found in the USA. So that has also have a huge impact on the types of the kind of pricing that they have. So these are some of the things.
So can you tell me how the shale gas is produced?
The shale gas is basically a type of petroleum product only that has been stored in the shale rock. That is a very porous rock. So it is the thing is that the shale gas was known to people much before also, but the technology required for that is very expensive. For example, we need to dig in a huge hole into the ground, and there's a huge amount of water required to take it out. So this has been a major limitation, but I think now the technology is being progressed in USA. They are doing it commercially.
Where do we deal with the naphtha cracking?
So what?
In this process, naphtha cracking.
The naphtha cracking is to take out the petroleum products. Because by cracking basically to
Because
break the molecules.
you have crude oil on one side, you have natural gas. Huh? You have to
Yes.
explain that.
Oh, okay, sir. So it is done in the crude oiling, that the
Yes, that-
lower part of it. that
Naphtha,
is
yes,
the,
crude oil. Crude oil.
naphtha
cracking
is
comes only from crude oil. Yeah.
from the crude oil. Naphtha is produced in the distillation, and that
Yes,
naphtha
your
can be.
mind, because somebody may be an expert, maybe there, he may likely to ask these questions. That is why I wanted to, ask these questions. I'm not an expert in this area. Well, coming back to summing up, we find really the way in which you are sitting, you are answering, your posture, the way in which you reply, answer, your reflections, and the way in which you appear. It appears as if you are the one person today, right from the morning, we see a person perfectly suited, as if for a mark, you have taken so much of care. That shows your commitment. This is how the personality traits are always being taken into. Similarly, for every answer, you are able to give a proper fitting reply. But what I could suggest, rather than, I don't want to make it as a wrong thing, but to suggest is that where you wanted to guess, life is full of guessing, quite a lot of intellectual guessing. And that is what you pass through during your prelims, right?
Yes.
So when you do you can always take a guess and you can tell. As regard the convert, definitely when people all over India, they know about so much about Kanwar festival, band, and it's a very beautiful, interesting story about Lord Shiva. And I think you can make it into a big story.
Okay,
Make them to listen to you for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Yes, sir.
so please have some idea about, because these are of the cultural significance.
Yes, sir.
And when I meant about the beef, you can always tell. You can always say it's a privacy policy.
Yes, sir. It's a privacy policy. And
Yeah, you can always say it's a privacy. It's some kind of, I always expect some keywords.
Okay.
Like you
good.
mentioned privacy policy, it affects privacy policy as enunciated in case, Potosami case.
Yes.
Then you can mention the privacy can be violated only on 3 grounds: legality, then there is a necessity, and also what you call proportionality. So
Yes, sir.
if these things are getting really violated, you can mention, because you have to show your multi-dimensional thinking.
Yes, sir.
You are giving a lot of straight answers. Your answers are very good, but there it should also reflect. And we didn't question much about the social type of question. And well, your demography you mentioned very well. Your question very well. We always, somewhere it comes, you exhibit your what is called neutrality in respect of gender sensitivity.
Yes.
You say always say when you talk about demography, you must always say we have to think about the 50% of the women.
Yes, sir.
In
That's
that
why I
age
said, sir.
demography.
That's why I said to provide the contraceptive to the women specifically, because that has been a major problem.
Yeah, that we like to include right from the education and health. They need to be included. So these are the things may not be available anywhere in head of agency, but you can say. So the hunger, poverty, these are the social issues that are haunting the nation. Because ultimately, we will have to exhibit that we cover, we worry for the social,
Yes,
we
yes.
worry for the social conditions of people. So that is why when we talk about
Yes.
population, we can always say social economic conditions can take care. When
Yes, sir.
the industrialized, developed countries, you need not worry about population. It
Yes, sir.
manages by itself. You don't need coercion. Like that, this also can be brought in. And any disruption in regard to policy, population trend, automatically it will have adverse effect at a later time.
Yes, sir. That has been seen in China.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, indeed. As a matter of fact, some researches are going on. Even these western and southern states, after 2030, they are going to witness shortage of hands. Already they are witnessing. So they need to. After all, we are all India. So we are in a pan-India view we have. So we can always say. But when you are analyzing an issue, you can go into further depth. You can say, so this is the issue. This is what I think is the right way. Similarly, you are asking permission to take a guess. Don't take permission, because we are just wasting time. Sir, guessing, I think like this. You can just go ahead and say. I think these are some of my remarks. Otherwise, you stand very good chances where you prepare more practice more, because we didn't discuss about diplomacy in length, where India has failed in many diplomatic regions. In international relation, all its neighbors, your East policy, East Act towards policy, all those things, there have been blunders or there is some problem.
Yes, I have read about it.
Messing up, there is messing up by China, there is messing up by other countries, right from Afghanistan. So it is a hobby also. So somebody will ask, how do you read international relation? How do you see India can do well. Such kind of questions are quite possible. Things
Yes.
like Jaishankar and talk.
Mhm.
Things like Jaishankar and talk. Then national security. You can talk about how the diplomacy is very, very important. Only
Yes,
through
sir.
negotiation and only through diplomatic thing we will be able to achieve today, and not by coercion. And India is known for its what do you call no aggression policy.
No aggression policy.
Our strength lies in our democracy. Our strength
Vasudevan
lies in our
Kutumbakam.
diplomatic relation.
Yeah.
In our strength also lies our international trade and relation. So you can, beautifully you can explain when some questions are asked. Better be prepared, make such a kind of a
Yes,
answer.
I have made that. Made these type of.
Very good, very good. If I made it, very good, because we had no time to ask
It's okay.
for starting the time. And I find you are one of the finest candidates I've come across, and you will definitely make it, and do make it. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Vijayta ma'am.
Yeah, it's see, looking and appearance wise looks great. If you're going with like this, means really it's going to be added beautiful, marks over experience. First, what I noticed is your looks very different from your photo, which you posted in this,
Yeah.
added in the form with
Yes.
the new looks which you have now. So maybe you just get this expected. My expectation is like might be they will going to questions you like why so much of different. So carry your present time for
Photograph.
with
Yes,
you,
ma'am. Yes.
because it looks very different. That is a very different person, and you are very different like that. Secondly, other things sir has already told, so I'm also giving you best of luck. Just prepare a little bit more for the geology point, because nowadays whatever is going about the environmental factor and climate change, and especially from Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand and other places. So go with geography, geology, and all this. Current even just have a deep understanding with that. Other than that, everything is fine. Just I'm giving you the very best of luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ramraj sir.
I'm Ramraj, sir. Sir, know more about Uttar Pradesh. Every day we are getting at least one news minimum with reference to ecology and environment. So better we have some in-depth knowledge on that. Again, global warming is an important subject, and should be more information on that, sir. Okay, your way of answering other things are good.
Okay.
Since your father is an IFS officer,
Yes.
know more about Forest Act.
Okay.
Know more about Forest
Okay.
Act, and know the difference between reserve forest, revenue forest,
Forest, protected
village
forest.
forest, protect all these things, national parks, all of that. So please know more about that. Huh? Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very much.
I wish you all the best. Before ending, one caution: the board, they find you at DAF, they understand your background, they don't put you at the lowest pedestal, they'll put you a little higher. Their expectations also will be higher. I think you will be able to definitely fulfill that with this kind of a caution.
I want to ask
Thank
one
you. Wish you all the best.
I want to ask one thing.
Question to ask?
Yes, sir. So just that the way I was speaking, was it good enough to make it understand? Because I was getting this feedback that I speak quite fast. Is it so?
No, it's all right. Okay, even if you are fast, you are able to convey the meaning, because sometimes people stammer. You don't do it because it's a flow. If you are going to, it is your nature, talking fast. But if you suppose bring it down, automatically your thought process
Thought
also
process
will.
will be there. Yes, sir. That is the problem.
There you wanted to think, you can make a little pause, then you can answer.
Okay.
Otherwise, your flow is good. I think I don't want to, I always believe that what should be natural. Then only
Yes, sir. That I also believe.
you can make little cosmetic changes, but after 5 minutes you will come to your
natural self. Yes, I cannot fake that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
make it natural, make it pleasing, and you are a very, really very comfortable candidate who can go think about 190, 200, right?
Yes.
Straight
Keep a
away.
smile always on your face.
You should aim.
And
Yeah,
try to be calm how you
Vijayta
are.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
What do you want to say, ma'am? I didn't
No,
hear.
sir, I told just keep your smile on your face on the day of your
Yeah, that's
interview
right.
also.
You need not be
And
very
be calm
serious.
how you looks now.
That-
Okay, so it
that
looks
always
really it's
when we
attribute
give
actually.
guidance,
It's good.
it is all a guidance, you cannot, don't take it as if, somebody wants to be serious, then he becomes laughing. It's not the idea. Somebody, go on smiling, then we just give the advice. It's ultimately for you.
Yes, sir.
You
It is
have,
natural.
Yeah, it will be casual normally and always think it is only what you call an intellectual conversation.
Yes, sir. That is.
Intellectual conversation. Never make it as a question and answer session. And of course, I can see that you are capable in that. Absolutely no problem. Wish you all the best on
Thank you,
all
sir.
of behalf.
Thank you, sir. Divyanshu, one suggestion is,
Yeah.
I found that you were a little fast in your facts, but not in other conversation.
Mhm.
When you were telling the facts, you are a little fast,
Okay.
but you can go by the reaction of the panel members.
Yes.
Okay.
But normally you can look at their faces. If they are acceptable, then you go ahead.
Okay.
Please do what the panel member expects.
Yeah.
Mm.
So ultimately, that is the place. There you can find out. But all these are only exercises that will help you a lot.
Okay.
All the best to you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should I leave?